All right, folks, get ready for some extended highlights here as we bring you the annual Optimist All-Star Basketball Games from Folsom Lake College, starting with the small school girls game. Here we go. First up, the North gets out to a hot start as Demi Boykin from Marysville goes for 9 points in the first quarter, and her North teammates and league rivals from Colfax, Kaya Diedrichs feeds Juliet James. The North off to a 17-0 start in this game. That was until Kezia Maldonado-Lemus of the state champion Woodland Christian Cardinals slices through the lane and gets the South on the board. Did you know that Torrance Harder from Sutter had a quintuple-double this year? Quintuple! She's definitely earned her spot in this All-Star game. But the South makes its move in the second. Here comes Tegan Hayes from Woodland Christian. Not only is she a state champ in basketball, but also a section champ in softball and golf. Quite the resume for Miss Hayes. And speaking of great careers, how about Colfax's Kaya Diedrichs, a 5-sport athlete, a multi-section champ in multiple sports. She's going to be playing soccer at the next level. But we want to highlight a couple names we didn't get to during the regular season. Valley Christian's Gabby Jackson Brown. Is that a little bit of a dream shake right there, Gabby? More than 1,000 points in her VCA career. And how about Elise Brandon of Encina? 18 points, 14 rebounds on the year. She had 8 in this game and keeps the North in front by 10 after 3. In the fourth, check out this pass from Kezia Maldonado-Lemus to teammate Tegan Hayes. They're having some fun one last time in their Cardinal unis. Hayes had a game-high 26, but the North was victorious as Colfax teammates hook up once more. Diedrichs to Juliet James, who led the North with 20. Kezia Maldonado-Lemus was the MVP for the South, while Kaya Diedrichs adds to her stellar resume with 13 points and the MVP for the victorious North.
I think it meant everything. I mean, we've all worked so hard together for so long. I think second grade, right, we all started playing together, so it's really special to be able to come out here one more time and represent our high school and community once again.
On to the small school boys game. We've definitely got some bucket getters in this one. And we start with the trio from Orangevale and the section champion Casa Roble Rams. Moses O'Guiney slices through the lane. He is quite the finisher in traffic. And his teammate, Benny Ambrose, they call him Benny Buckets. He's going to stop and pop from 3. Rams fans saw a lot of that in his career. But don't forget about Preston Scott. The Rams wouldn't be where they're at without his contributions this year. And the North leads 19-12 after 1. More North in the second. How about this connection? We've got Colfax's Diego Maldonado feeding Bear River's Dylan Donnelly. Normally you see these two going toe-to-toe as chief rivals in the Pioneer Valley League. But on the next trip down, Donnelly returns the favor. Maldonado cashes in. Bruins and Falcons working together only in an Optimist All-Star game. North is up big at the half, but the South finds a spark in the third. Thanks to a couple guys from Fortune Early College Prep, which made its deepest playoff run in program history this year. Thanks to guys like Caden Bean and Makai Tanner. They combined for 23 points in this All-Star game. Fortune is definitely a program on the rise. Couple other small school gems from the southwestern part of the section. Lucas Keller of Delta cashing in from the corner. And then Isaiah Hawley of Rio Vista says, okay, you want corner threes? I can do that too. But this game was all North. Preston Scott finding Benny Buckets late in the fourth. Ambrose had 16 to represent Casa Roble. And on the final play of the game, we got Union Mine's Matt Manfredi pulling up for the buzzer-beating 3. Manfredi was named the South MVP with 13 points. Dylan Donnelly of Bear River is the MVP of the North, who wins 80-74.
It was great. I mean, I got to play with a good group of guys, very talented team, and I was just able to play off of them, get to the basket, hit my open shots when I had it, and it was truly great. I'm glad to be out here.
We go to the girls' large school game. What a crop of talent in this game. Optimist got it right with both of these rosters. All kinds of next-level ballers on display. And, of course, we got to start with the one known as the boss. Jemiah Fontenberry of Inderkum only knows one speed, and that is go. 22 points for the boss. And her North teammate, Bella Von Seipler of Del Oro, shares that attack mentality. Bella gets to the cup with ease. The South closes the first with a bang, though, as Casey Shinmoto of Kennedy pulls up for a buzzer-beating triple, but the North still leads 21-19 after one. Second quarter, I'm not sure if I've ever seen a Sophia Minderman three-pointer touch the rim. See what I mean? Nothing but net every time for the Sac B Large School Player of the Year. Back the other way, Wood Creek's Ryan Nyer off the feed from Von Seipler. The and one was the start of a big night for Miss Nyer. But just like she did in the first quarter, Casey Shinmoto closes the second strong. She gets the hoop and the harm, and she's got the South in front by 9 at the break. Now, you knew we weren't getting out of here without an Alea Harmon highlight, right? If you didn't, that's your bad. The Sac B Medium School Player of the Year showing out one last time in Christian Brothers Blue. She's off to Cal Baptist University next year. And how about Folsom's Jada Tupou dropping dimes ahead to McClatchy's Brianna Kimmins? These two were battling each other in the section championship game this year, but they work pretty well as teammates too. Kimmins returns the favor for Tupou, and Tupou's like, yeah, that's my girl. The South leads by 18 after 3. To the fourth, Brooklyn Nordquist of Ponderosa, a 3-sport star for the Bruins, 4 if you count the motocross that she does on the side. The hoop and the harm for the North, but the South starts pouring it on like ranch on my daughter's chicken tenders. Brianna Kimmins pulls up for the straightaway 3, and then here she is once more. She had 20 for the South and a little bit of gritty to finish the game. But the team leader and South MVP was Casey Shinmoto of Kennedy, who had 24 points. Ryan Nyer of Wood Creek had 23 for the South's MVP.
Oh, it was really fun just to play with a bunch of girls that love basketball, and they're all super talented and great, so it was pretty easy. We meshed together really well, and it was just super fun to play with all of them.
And in the fourth and final game of the day, the main event was the large school boys game. Both teams ready to put on a show, but one school in particular was very well represented on the South squad, and that was Monterey Trail. Here comes Aziel Franklin downhill. You don't want to try to jump with that dude. And of course, you got to have Rashawn Engelman, the Delta League MVP this year, and the bounciest hair in all the land. How about the all-time assist leader for the Mustangs, Deron White, showing off the range? He and Engelman each had 11 in this game. Now, how about one more Mustang highlight? We got Elias Roach coming down the lane. What's up, Roach? Don't stand on the tracks when the train's coming through. A nice showing from the Monterey Trail boys. South leading in the second quarter, but Rockland's Connor DeLobby, one of the heroes in the Thunder's section championship game, going hard in the paint right here. And then Rio Americano's Jace Thompson with the steal and the Euro step for the layup. You could tell he's been hitting the curls this offseason, but the South leads by 11 at the break. The North starts to make its move in the third, though, and the Sac B Player of the Year, Mark Lavrinov, is going to lead the charge. Rockland's all-time leading scorer and the future Sac State Hornet had 10 points in the third, and the North is down by just 1 heading to the fourth. But the South is trying to keep the foot on the gas pedal as Burbank's Cedric Sidnor, the big fella, he goes coast to coast representing 3500 Florin Road. But the North would pull away with a pair of state champions from Jesuit. Asher Schrader feeds Luke Brown, a familiar sight for the Marauders. This time it closes out the Optimist game. Deron White of Monterey Trail is the South MVP. And with 19 points and playing in his third All-Star game this year, Mark Lavrinov of Rockland is the MVP for the North.
Just relationships I built with my teammates and the relationships I built with the people on campus. You know, just bringing positivity to the campus every day, and winning was definitely a bonus for sure. But just positively impacting people's lives was definitely the highlight of my season.